Bengalade has said that the obligors of the corporation damaged the Nigerian economy because they never intended to repay loans that they borrowed from various banks. He stated these and more at an interactive session with media executives in Lagos. More in this report.
This is another meeting between top media executives and leadership of the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria. The objective of this gathering is to bring the media up to speed with activities and challenges faced in the actualization of the mandate of the corporation. According to Mr. Alade, with the new board in place, the sale of assets by AMCON has been lifted, and consequently, AMCON has sold some high-profile assets running into several billions of naira. He took his time to highlight some of the positive achievements of the corporation in recent times.
This new management in AMCON resumed. We have not sold any asset until 2 weeks ago when the board met and they removed the hold on asset sale. Now that it has been removed, I think we've sold about 2 or 3 properties, high-value properties. And I gave you, one of them that the reserve price was set at 6.4 billion, but was sold for 12 billion. Another one, the reserve price was 1.9 billion. We sold it for 3.5 billion. And then we have another one now that we are in the process of selling. The reserve price is about 9 billion, and we already have an offer for 11 billion. So we're moving. So this is what you will see going forward.
He also said that the divestment of IBEDC is almost completed and that AMCON would soon hand over the company to the preferred bidder. Mr. Alade added that even as the current leadership of AMCON has stretched the bidders to get the best and most realistic value, there are still some distractions out there.
Most of these recalcitrant debtors just play on technicality and then stay in court. They are not saying they are not owing money, but they just don't want to pay and then find something to hold on, in court forever. That is the greatest challenge we've had. It's very frustrating, and but the courts are trying, the judges are trying, and we're trying to now, collaborate with the court to make sure that they understand fully well the AMCON Act and the way they should go about, the business. We know that some of these debtors don't keep their assets here in Nigeria. They took most of the proceeds and took it abroad to buy houses abroad and all that. So we are intensifying our asset training, our asset tracing beyond the shores of Nigeria internationally. We have actually hired some international asset tracing, and they are working. And I believe that we will get a mileage from that.
The CEO said AMCON's recovery efforts have been strongly supported by President Bola Tinubu, the judiciary and the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Attorney General of the Federation, the EFCC, the police, the ICPC, the National Assembly, and a host of other sister agencies of the government.
The Apapa Command of the Nigerian Customs Service is intensifying its crackdown on illicit trade and regulatory violations, recording major seizures and revenue growth of over 1.3 trillion naira in the first half of 2025. TVC News senior business correspondent Ifunaya Eze reports.
Anti-smuggling operation, the Apapa Command of the Nigeria Customs Service has intercepted 27 containers of contraband goods valued at over 9.26 billion naira between January and June 2025. Among the seizures are 9 containers of unregistered pharmaceuticals, including codeine syrup, stolen vehicles, used clothing, and wild animal skins, highlighting risk to public health, national security, and Nigeria's international obligations.
These seizures are fallouts of our efforts at preventing Nigerians from unwholesome goods, foods, and drugs, stopping illicit trade, and protecting our local industries. As a standard, we will never compromise the health, well-being, safety of Nigerians on the altar of trade facilitation. Every consignment passing through our ports undergo diligent check, through scanning and physical examination when required.
Despite heightened enforcement, the command recorded remarkable revenue growth, 1.378 trillion naira in the first half of 2025, marking a 35% increase over the 1.023 trillion naira collected in the same period in 2024.
We have insisted on maximum collection of government revenue by preventing leakages and applying demand notices where and when necessary. The revenue collection trajectory points to the possibility of achieving and/or surpassing our annual target by the end of 2025.
Reaffirming the command's dual mandate of trade facilitation and regulatory compliance, Comptroller Olomu further revealed that 3 bonded terminals under the command's jurisdiction have been sealed for various infractions. One has already been charged to court, while investigations continue into the others. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
Weekend business at stock market dropped to the negative territory after many investors offloaded index for cash. Now, the index of the market went down by 0.08% on the scoring trade losses. PZ lost the heaviest price, valued at 10% as sales pressure was deep. Others were Elalix, Mutual Benefits, Royal Exchange, and Japol Gold. The line of price gainers showed Champion Breweries, John Holt, Red Star Express, Academy Press, and UPDC. And crude oil prices fell today after Iran affirmed its commitment to nuclear non-proliferation amid expectations that major producers are set to agree to raise their output this weekend. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to $66.80 with a downward margin of 0.30%. Brent sells for $68.49 with a decline of 0.45%. Money Light sells for $78.62 with a downward margin of 2.84%. And for the OPEC basket, dealers offer $68.76. It has an uptake of 1.03%.